So if, a lot of the times the fused joint is because of the osteophytes, right?
Exactly.
So what you'll have to do is check the good side, if it's only if it's unilateral.
Yeah.
Okay. Check the joint on the other side first and see what the normal range is for that joint. And then on the joint that's like that, because you may have several ranges there,
Right.
you might want to check each one. So put AP or check that one, and you, instead of saying get the full outer range, we call it, you might only be able to get a little inner range, but it'll be enough to stop possibly, and I can't prove this exactly, but it's a possibility that it would maybe prevent further deterioration of the joint because you're getting something going on in there. Yeah. Yeah. Anything else? Anybody have any questions? All right. So the principles, page 6. So this is passive. It means the client, it needs to be passive. So obviously on a massage table, most clients are passive. Usually you don't want them to do much, so except lay there and relax, okay, unless you're doing other things. But it's important that the client does remain relaxed during this. And you need to be relaxed. One of the things about joint play, because it is so precise and so specific, okay, that there's a tendency when you're learning it to hold everything tight. And so it's not the problem with the joint it hurts because you're kind of using your death grip, you know, on the hand because you're trying to figure it out. So if you can just remember to be really relaxed, and it's really about precision. So once you know the movement, it's very easy and simple. So you just have to relax your hands. So it's, I think it's small range. We're talking about 1/8 of an inch here or less. So it's very, very small movements. And it's very specific to each joint. So I'll be showing you the ones in the hand and the wrist today. And we'll then go on to the foot and do what we can in the 3 hours that we have, okay, to do on the foot. There's always one mobilizing force and one stabilizing force. You need to stabilize one while you're mobilizing the other, and you always need to have traction because you want to have the joint open while you're moving it. All right, you don't want to compress the joint surfaces together when you're trying to open it. Okay, okay, and each technique is both an examination and an actual technique at the same time. So our terminology, we've got long axis extension, so I might say that, or traction, or take up the slack, or distraction. That all means the same thing, and it literally means that. So that's the long axis extension, just means pulling the joint away from itself to open it up, okay? Anterior posterior is literally anterior posterior, doesn't matter where you are in relationship to it, it's up and down. So if we're looking at here, this one, then it would be this way and this way. If I'm like that, it's that way and this way. It doesn't really matter which position you're in, it's anterior posterior, okay? And then you have medial lateral side tilt. So medial lateral side tilt is that. Okay, all right? And that side tilt means that this is opening up as a V, and then that side opens up as a V, okay? So that's a side tilt. And then a rotation is that, as against that. That's a rotation, okay? And the key words that we use are thenar eminence. So, because I'll say, put your thenar eminence down, that's your thenar eminence. Thenar web up here. If I say take up the slack literally means the slack of the range. Okay, we'll talk about when I do it. And then stabilizing and mobilizing. All right, so those are all the key words. All right, so the foot's first, but I'm going to, because of the situation of these tables, we're going to do the hand first. And so we'll do the hand first, which is on page 13. And unless you have any questions, we'll get started. So anybody would like to ask? With the name of life? I'm sorry, I don't know that one. Well, maybe I do a little bit, but. Any questions at all? So far? All right, so, okay, well, the first one is called the radiocarpal joint. Okay, this is page 13. So, radiocarpal, okay, it's right here. You had your hand up?
No.
Would you like to come up and share? Yeah, all right.